Hi, Frank White. We are now I'm gonna demonstrate to you of what's wrong with the latches on this, so you guys get a better idea. This is the 900 one that originally came with it, the grill. As you can see, it's on. You could squeeze the handle and unlatch it. I didn't squeeze it yet. I'm not squeezing the latch. Okay, not squeezing the latch. This side is loose because the latch, you can see it come out a little. It's because the latch is not locked on the right side. The left side here, it's locked, but it's not very tight, so if I give it a little bit of a tug, it comes right off. As you can see, I didn't push the button. My hand's not touching. It's not an illusion here. I didn't touch it. When you come down and you look at the latches, we'll open it up so you can see. You look at the one on the left in the photo. As you can see, in case your left or right is off, this is the left, that's the right. If I get to see with my pencil with the camera. And that's the right. If you look at the left one, you can see there's paint off because it's touching just a little bit. This one here, it's clear as day. There's no paint off it because it's not touching in the hole where it's supposed to go because these latches are too short or something is wrong other than the latches on this thing. So you need to get longer latches, it looks like, at this point. The other thing is this one fits very tight because I don't think it's bent right coming around the edge of the metal here. You can see it hits like this little bump and there's some paint missing, which makes it a tight fit where you can't really get it in there. If this was an elderly lady that got this air purifier, she would probably throw it in the garbage because she wouldn't be able to do anything. Down here you see the paint scrapes on it. The pins have little scrapes on them, so they're going into their holes, but they're getting scraped. This side has scrapes. So it's rubbing. Now we go in and we go to, without dropping that, these are pushed back all the way. They're far as they could go. They're not reaching because these are not too far. And they're in the right order, as you can see real quick. There's a gas and odor one. The arrow's facing towards the front of the machine, which is towards the fan. So that's right. So it's the odor, then the C HIPAA filter, and then it goes to the light, and then the fan. So that's how we have it set up. And that's the way it should be, even where the instructions show it. These are the set pins they have on the bottom, I see, so you can line it up and make sure you get it in there and it holds the bottom in place. Those I made sure they're lined up and in. That wasn't the problem. Then we go up to the corner. As you can see, there's scratches right here because it's hitting, just like it has on the other plate. Actually, might be some up here too. There's some right here. So it's hitting pretty bad on the edges, so it makes it very hard to close. Here it's not hitting. Down here, it's got some marks. There's some right there. If you can see them. Over here, you have some marks. Right there, if you can see that. There's a fresh metal hanging out right there. So, it's rubbing really tight. So, that leads to the problem from when you take the 900 cover that I originally got, and it fits very tight, and you got to sit and play with it a little. This time, it's really easy this time than what it was before. I mean, not really easy, but it still fits tight, which I'll show you the other girl later. But it goes in, and to do this with one hand, there we go. I got it. But before, you had to take it and go like this and bang it a little bit in the corners to get it in because it was so tight with the paint and everything else. And like this still doesn't latch. It's supposed to lock. It even says in directions, make it so it's a tight seal. Make sure the latch is latch. But obviously the latch is not latch because it pops right off. And I didn't push the button again. So now we go to, well, hey, let's try the 800 one that you told me to take it out of the other one. Okay, so I thought we had a winner here. Again, the filters are pushed in all the way. We line up the bottom pins, the set pins on the bottom. They're lined up beautiful, right? This fits nice and loose. I mean, not loose like, it's going to fall apart, but it fits where it's really easy to go in. Look, I barely touch it, and it's like setting itself in. Now I have to do it in one hand, so to push it in at the same time. But see, it goes right in. I'm not really fighting very hard. Beautiful, right? We think we got a winner here. Well, then we go and say, well, let's make sure the latches are locked. This one's worse because none of them reach. So it's not even, I can't even jerk it like, this one's a little loose before and give it a good tug. That's a very light tug and it comes off. I didn't push the button. Well, we look at the latches again. What happens? Well, we got one that's missing paint on the left side and we got one missing nothing because it's not touching at all. So that one has fresh paint on it, not really touched at all. This one here, again, that little corner edge. This one's worse than before though. It's catching even less. So these latches are just too short. What it comes down to, and we're going to go back to this one's the left, that one's the right, just so we're not confused on the left and rights for any reason. And you could see the paint. Let's see if I get a little better. You can see the paint's off just a little bit on that one, so that one's really touching just a little. So we close it up, same thing, the 800 one, and we push it and it fits okay. Let me get this pen out of my hand so I don't ruin the unit. And it goes right in. I did that with one hand. It went right in because this one doesn't get loose. And if I want, I could push the latch, like put my fingers between the latch and this handle piece to make sure that thing's pushed up all the way. And it doesn't make a difference. It's all the way set. The latches are in. So without squeezing the latch, I'll even grab it from up here, try to not show you I'm pulling it. This is loose. It's very hard to kind of do this, but I'm gonna have to go underneath. There's no thing, but I'm gonna try to do it this way. And it comes right off, and that's 2 fingers pulling it off, so it's never latching. So I think you guys get the idea, and you can see that this one fits nice around. So I don't know if the other one just wasn't bent, perfectly around, so it was very hard to fit. But we know the latches don't reach; they don't lock at all on this unit. So I think they need longer latches. Also, you said something about, I'll give you guys an idea. If you come up with something, give me a patent for it, I guess. You're worrying about sealing this. You said, oh, if it's tight, tight around here, it's good because it's tight fit. But then it makes it very hard for somebody to take it apart. So what you could do is you could just put the stick-type weather stripping, buy a real good one, maybe a silicone one or something, have it self-adhese around the edges, and then make sure it fits tight, and boom, you have a seal, and you really don't have to make it tight as heck for somebody to get it apart. That's just an idea. Like I said, if you want to run with my idea, give me a couple bucks. It's joking, but so that's the way it is. So I hope this video helps you. It's kind of hard to hold a camera and do it with one hand and talk and do all that. So I'm hoping you understand. If you don't understand some things, I could reiterate it over the phone. But that's it. All right, thanks, Frank. You have a good day.